All right. Moving on. Kendall Lillian is asking, why do you guys wait every 3 years to give us a new album? We don't really wait that long. It's just, it so happens that that's the way that it's gone for us. There's, it's not, we're not on any schedule whatsoever when we make records. Basically we put out a record and we tour for about a year and a half to 2 years, and then we get home, we take some time off, and then we start recording again, and then we release a record. So every time it has just basically coincidentally happened every 3 years that our records have come out. This time around when we were on tour, we were writing songs while we were on tour for this new record, trying to make it about 2 years of a wait maybe, and it ended up still being 3 years. So there's nothing we can do. It's like, I might have to change the band name to 3 Years Grace. I don't know. Liberty, how did you all meet? Liberty asks, how did you all meet? In high school, grade 9, 14 years old. I went to school with Neil for a couple years, went to school with Brad for a couple years. We all kind of had different little bands. Or me and Brad were playing out in Norwood, and we had a band too. But basically, eventually, we all just came together in high school in grade 9. That's where we met. So, Jonathan, what do you guys do on the road in the van to pass time on tour?
That's awesome. We did pay our dues in a van. We had it was a short bus that we bought called what was it called? The Blue Bitch?
The Blue Bitch.
Yeah. And we basically, it was all about kind of just, we actually pulled it up to a furniture store, and we walked into the furniture place, and we were like, we need a full living room set. And they said, well, what are you looking for? We said, it has to fit through those doors, and we pointed out to the short bus. And so we got couches and stuff and loaded them in there, and we just took off and started touring. Now we're actually fortunate enough we do have a couple buses. And to pass the time, we put a little studio in the bus, and we kind of have so we're always sort of working, writing and recording demos and that. That's kind of what we do, A couple guys are into gaming and that, and we do a lot of sleeping. We pass it a lot of time by sleeping, a lot.
You're on to Battlefield 3, right? Is that your game? And I'm on NHL, the new NHL 13.
I'm playing that. What's that? Atari? You know that Atari game?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Ben says, "What's the craziest thing that has been thrown at you when you're on stage?" I like that question, Ben. What is the
Barry, you were telling me a story the other day about men's underpants.
Oh yeah,
that was kind of weird.
We were in Vancouver, and you and I were up playing with Seether. Do you remember that?
Yep.
I was playing acoustic on the thing, and I looked down. I'm looking down at my feet, and a great big pair of men's underwear landed right at my feet. I looked up, and the biggest guy in the venue was standing out front, waving, cheering me on. It was slightly embarrassing, awesome, but very funny at the same time.
That's a good one. Did you keep them?
What'd you do with them?
I'm not telling.
He put them in his guitar for good luck.
I think one of the crew guys gathered them up and put them in the case with all the other underwear.
All the other underwear. That's probably a smelly case. Anyways.
I guess there was someone threw empty bottle of Jack at us one time and grazed at him and hit the drum kit.
Yeah, that was scary.
That was pretty freaky.
Yeah, I almost got knocked out, concussed. Tony Clerico, whatever. I'm sorry. I see you're all good friends. Who's the biggest prankster of you guys, and what's the best prank? We don't really pull stuff on each other necessarily on the road, because then we just get mad at each other and then start punching each other and fighting and everything. So we don't really pull many pranks, but we do pull pranks on other bands, you know, and that happens a lot. You know, the last show of any tour, you tend to, as long as you're friends with the band, you can, you know, the last show of a tour tends to be prank night. And
well, we did once throw water into Neil's shoes and put him in the freezer, and
that's right.
And it was his brand new shoes, so he was not impressed.
No, that wasn't cool. Wasn't cool at all.
Well, it wasn't cool that you left your shoes in the front of the bus.
Good chat.
That's fun.
No, we well, there was Never Set when we
Yeah, that's
they were opening the last show, and so we made it. We changed their band name that night to Finger Bang, and hung a big backdrop. Is this PG, by the way, or
No,
what's the deal? We're online. And we basically, they came out on stage to Finger Bang, and people didn't really know what was going on. And then we had like pyro and concussion. Concussion is like a huge explosion. And as they came out, we let one go basically, and so it came out, and Finger Bang went bang, and the crowd didn't know what to think. And then they started booing them, and I started feeling bad about the whole thing.
And while they were playing, we got, I remember we got Lindbergher cheese.
Lindbergher cheese, the smelliest cheese possible that you could find.
Cheese. Ugh.
And we went, who did it?
I forget.
We got one of our drivers, our bus drivers, to do it for us, so nobody saw any of us do it. But we went to Never Set's van that they were in, and cracked it open, and we jammed a big chunk of that Limburger cheese up and underneath one of their seats, and they had to drive. I think they had a 2-day drive from where we were back to Texas in the heat, and so that was. I don't think they dug that very much.
I think they did a whole tour on that van shortly after.
They did?
I don't think it got much better.
Oh, wow. All right, just looking at some questions here. David, what's your favorite guitar? How many each do you have? We can go around here.
I use Ernie Ball, Music Man Stingrays or Sterlings, and I have, 20 basses or so, somewhere.
I have 4 of yours.
Is that where they were?
Yeah. They're nice. They are. They play great.
Oh, great.
Really nice.
Yeah.
I've got 2 favorites, and one is my Les Paul Black Beauty, and the other one is my Fender Thin Line Relic that I have. So those are my 2 favorites.
My favorites, 1977 Ibanez Destroyer. How many do I have? About 65 of them.
Yeah.
And he lives. What's your address?
Tyson Glasgow, what has been your favorite venue to perform at? The Rock in Rio site in Brazil, I believe, would be our favorite venue. We played a festival in Brazil. I don't know, maybe there's some people from Brazil checking this out right now. And we did a festival in Brazil, and it was incredible. There was about 25,000 people there, and it was insane. And I would say that's for all of us, that was our favorite spot to play. Absolutely. We love Brazil, and we're coming back down.
What's 1X?
1X has got 1X is asking, what are some of the bands you have loved touring with the most?
For me, was we had a chance to open for the Rolling Stones. We did 2 shows opening for them out in Saskatchewan, up in Canada, and it was unbelievable. First of all, the stage was the size of a skyscraper. It was crazy. I didn't even see these guys, basically. And the coolest thing about it was in between the 2 shows, there was a night off, and basically the Stones hosted this huge party, and they were the most down-to-earth, like, chill individuals that we had met. And to see guys of that level just be really grounded and interested in our band and having a real conversation and just, like, enjoying the process just like we do is super inspiring. I think it's really, it really sets the stage for the fact, that there are good people in the music industry, and the Stones were amazing. It was a great night.
Thomas, is there anything you get sick of eating when you're on the road?
I get sick of eating sandwiches, man.
Yeah. Pizza.
And pizza, yeah.
But Chris, our tour manager, who's right here, just continues to order pizza because he
Every
loves
night,
it.
yeah.
So we just eat a lot of pizza and sandwiches.
Thanks
So-
a lot, Chris.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Chris.
Thanks, buddy.
Right on,
Hey, why don't
man.
you come in here and show your face?
Nah, yeah.
No, all right, yeah.
He's throwing back a medium back there right now.
A little thin crust action. All right. Jane is asking, what's your favorite holiday? What are your plans for Thanksgiving?
Halloween, of course.
Our Thanksgiving is over.
No, it's this weekend.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. I guess we'll be on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be on the road. We're going to be on
turkey
tour.
sandwiches. Somewhere.
Turkey.
It'll be turkey sandwiches
Speaking
or
of
turkey
sandwiches,
pizza.
stove
One of the
top.
two. We're not sure yet. Probably turkey pizza with cranberry and potatoes and
Turkey
and
pizza.
stuffing and shit all over that. Yeah. So if we ate that, we'd feel some serious pain. So let's do a song. Let's do an old song. We're going to play you guys another song. This is a song from the record One Act.